What would you say if I told you we could boost productivity and cut costs effectively with a permanent solution that provides us with real opportunity for continuous improvement? We can do just that with Lean Six Sigma. The goal in implementing such a program would be to improve lead times, improve quality, be safer, and be more efficient overall in every aspect of our business. Throughout this presentation, we're going to go over the 4 basic principles of Lean Six Sigma, the 5 laws of Lean Six Sigma, and we'll discuss implementation procedures, and finally how to put it to use for us. Let's start with the 4 basic principles of Lean Six Sigma. Number 1, pleasing our customers. We can do this by reducing the number of defective parts that go through our doors, while simultaneously increasing our speed and cutting costs, and delighting our key customers by modeling changes in our business around their specific needs. The second principle is improving our process. This involves reducing variation in all our products with the continuous goal of achieving absolutely no variation. We will meticulously analyze every process at every workstation and work side by side with the operators to streamline these processes, removing the unnecessary steps. Our sigma level, which is a number 1 through 6, will be calculated directly from the amount of variation in our finished goods. A sigma level of 6 means there is absolutely no variance and would be extremely hard to achieve, but is not unachievable. Number 3, working together effectively. We'll hold collaborative meetings among workstations where we'll discuss roadblocks they're facing, customer complaints or needs, ideas for improvement, and how to function optimally as a team. It's important in these sessions to listen closely to everybody's ideas and give every idea careful consideration. There should be a lot of ideas, which should all be documented, that the group will then organize into categories of pinpointed focus. These ideas will be ranked by importance or by attainability. Number 4, formulate decisions from facts. All data concerning current processes, lead times, defective parts, customer satisfaction ratings, and financial statistics will all be recorded continuously. And with this information, we'll be able to easily pinpoint what is working and what isn't, and where we should aim our focus for future projects. Let's move on to the 5 laws of Lean Six Sigma. The first law is the law of the market. This law simply states that customer needs should be our highest priority for improvement. We need to know what the customer wants, and we need to show them we offer something more than our competitors. The second law, the law of flexibility, states that the speed of a process is directly related to how easily employees can switch back and forth between different types of tasks. Inflexibility in a production floor setting such as ours would refer to long setup or changeover times. The third law, the law of focus, means focusing our attention to the time traps. Statistically speaking, around 1/5 of an entire process causes about 4/5 of the issues and lost time. We need to direct our focus onto this 1/5. The fourth law, the law of velocity, basically says keep the materials moving and circulating. The more work in process materials we have, obviously the longer our lead times are. The fifth and final law, the law of complexity and cost, simply states that the more complex or diverse we try to be, the higher our costs rise and the longer our lead times are. Keeping this in mind, one of our earliest improvement efforts could be to reduce the number of varying products or services we offer in order to bring our lead times and our costs down. Now on to implementation. Implementation involves assigning a responsible staff, hiring overseers, and scheduling training. Assigning responsible staff entails selecting the best team members for each specific project. It's important to include at least one process owner, that is, someone from the workstation undergoing the change detailed in the project. It's also important to assign overseers, individuals having completed various levels of Lean Six Sigma training and specifically hired to maintain the Lean Six Sigma program. These Lean Six Sigma specialists will be described in a little more detail shortly. Whether it's special hired staff or existing affected employees, all must attend various levels of Lean Six Sigma training courses, which should be offered right here at our location, and special Lean Six Sigma specialists brought in from outside would be best suited for running these training courses. Now to get a little more specific about the key players. There are what's called champions, which in general would be people who have attended and taught numerous training courses and have received the highest Lean Six Sigma certifications. Typically, there's one champion per organization, obviously depending on the size. One is all we need. Then there's black belts, who like champions, have received certification detailing the levels of training they have completed. The black belts typically oversee projects and train and offer support to lower certified Lean Six Sigma staff. These can be hired from outside or trained from within. Our location should have 2 or 3 black belts. Next is green belts, which have undergone the basic theory and methods training and may own their own Lean Six Sigma projects but typically work under or alongside a black belt. The green belts are responsible for choosing their team members based on how helpful they can be to the project and how directly impacted they are. Affected staff simply refers to any non-team member employee who works in the areas affected by these projects. Now let's talk about training. Here's just a quick look at a few of the basic training categories that the various sessions fall into. Introductory and awareness training usually consists of 1 or 2 one-hour training sessions and are simply meant to familiarize the entire staff with the concepts of Lean Six Sigma and acclimate the group to the significant changes they'll be seeing and try to explain to them why. With a basic understanding of what Lean Six Sigma is all about and what we're trying to accomplish, the workers should be less resistant to the changes happening around them and also should be more useful if selected to be a team member. Introduction to Methods training courses can range anywhere from 2 to 6 hours of classroom training and are meant to provide the green belts with the basic knowledge and skills to be an effective member of the teams and contributors to the overall vision. These courses, combined with the first level introductory training, are required for green belt certification. Multiple advanced and specialty training courses are available to further enhance a green belt skill set and are a requirement for black belt certification. Refresher courses and further enrichment courses should be offered periodically as well. Now let's talk about how to put it all into action. Once the appropriate staff has been hired on and all of the employees have undergone training sessions pertinent to the roles they'll be assuming, the next step is to start scheduling collaboration sessions. Although cross-work center and cross-departmental sessions could very well serve useful in the long run, to start we'll want to schedule 1 session for each workstation. Each session should have at least 1 black belt present, along with the most appropriate green belts and their chosen team members. Most often, a supervisor would be one of these team members. Once a brainstorming session has been held, the group should have a fairly substantial list of possible projects. The black belt or champion should then sit down with the general manager and supervisors and decide which deserve immediate action. With a project plan in place, all that's left is to come up with a strict completion schedule for the team to follow. If a team cannot or will not complete the project by the deadline, the black belt may see fit to assign extra group members to ensure the project's completion. To conclude, it's my firm belief, based on success stories I've heard secondhand and witnessed firsthand in the past, that with a solid investment of time and money for payroll, we can achieve outstanding results through this program. We should record and graph our statistics over the duration of this transformation, and the graphs should speak for themselves. Thanks for listening.